Unlike our traditional RDBMS softwares, we have a HBase, we have a very tight coupled integration with the MapReduce to perform the any kind of operations to directly from the MapReduce to our HBase operating systems. And we can also call this HBase as a version database. The purpose of calling this HBase as a version database is it maintains some of the versions as some of the earlier content as possible as a HBase content. Let us take in a simple example. Suppose I have put some of the data as the record of 101, the marks I am putting is 98, and as the first update I change it to the 97, and again I am updating these marks as the average, I am making change of 96. Like this, sometimes I may require to change out some of the content as part of the user or client request, but as the base of Hadoop HBase version database, it maintains at least as the 3 versions, as 3 earlier operation results to perform the on any kind of any operation. Let us take it out here. As the base of version database, it contains all the 3 records. It maintained as the 101 database, the marks as 98, 97, 96. We can also check the earlier updations, what we on top of what records we have changed and what are the values we have changed. In the RDBMS and other, we have some lot of tools are there. They are maintained. If you update the value to the new values, means it changes, it replaces the old value and it maintains only new copy. In the same manner, suppose again you are performing any updations, means again it erases the old copy and it removes, it takes the value new value only. But if you take this HBase, it maintains a earlier updations also. The advantage of the earlier updations is to keep track of the user behavior and to perform it will be it also very useful for the analytics operations. And sometimes as we are updating keep on updating the very important information, means we have to take the earlier references. For this purpose itself, we are maintaining a versions in our HBase. As part of this HBase, if you want to use this HBase and where I can utilize this HBase, means where you want to implement, if you want to store a huge amount of records like millions of columns and billions of records are there it is very suitable to store the huge amount of data from the Hadoop stack. And here if you have some only hundreds of records, means we cannot use the HBase. If you have only hundreds of thousands of records are there, if you want to store and if you want to apply, means the HBase is not suited for that. If you have the millions of columns and billions of records, then only the HBase is very suitable to perform any real-time applications, any real-time data analytics. And on top of this HBase, most of the real team also, the people that never give the interest on top of to work with the less number of configuration nodes. Suppose I am maintaining 4 to 5 node cluster, and on top of 4 to 5 node cluster, if I want to store 100 to thousands of records, if the people that in the real time, if you want to perform, either you are performing the random access or whatever the concern it is, the people doesn't take the HBase as a NoSQL databases. We have other NoSQL database, and we have a lot of techniques that we have to perform with perform a less type of utilities. But whenever you are having the huge number of records, means then the HBase will give most of the preferences, most of services to build a very good application, like to serve the all type of client requirements. And if you take this, I am saying as HBase and all things, right? So keep on giving the importance of the HBase only. Let's take a implementation of the workplace as a HBase, which will perform as a internal workflow, and how the HBase will be interrelated with our Hadoop. As the Hadoop HDFS, we are maintaining the HBase also takes the data from the Hadoop HDFS only, and on top of this HDFS itself, we are building one tool that is our HBase. Let us take this as one Hadoop HBase software database as a version kind of database. Fine. If as the HBase database, the majorly we have the 2 users are there. Those are HMaster and HRegional servers. H region server 3. Like this, I can keep on add the H region servers where the actual data will be stored in the HBase mechanisms. Fine. This is the HBase where we can interrelate with the any type of client requirements. Suppose the client is there, if you want to integrate with the directly with the our HBase, means the HBase we can directly be related with the HMaster. On top of this HMaster, we have one service provider, that is Zookeeper. The Zookeeper will have the direct interconnect with the HMaster, and whenever the client giving the request and when we have to make the sense, means the Zookeeper will handle the request and delivers to the HMaster. Here, why we are dealing with why we are involving this as the Zookeeper as a service on top of this HMaster, directly we can unlike we are directly connecting with the HMaster. Let's have a simple look up. As the HMaster is also, as the HBase also have an internal architecture like master and slave architecture, and it may needs to serve all the data in a distributed manner. Here the dealing with the multiple nodes and serving with the, like again it is also one of the Hadoop cluster itself. Let us take it out. Here we have master. As the master, it is maintaining all the responsibilities of maintaining and dealing with the slave mechanisms and to perform the user requirements, user level, file level operations. And as a actual server node level, means these are keep on tracking of these node values, everything we have to maintain. If you want to maintain all these things, as the HBase internal structure will itself, it cannot be suitable to maintain, and as we are involving as a one service management tool, that is Zookeeper. Yes, we are using as a Zookeeper as the service provider, service management tool on top of this Hadoop cluster. Major utilizers will be used for the HBase cluster only. We have another advantage with the Zookeeper also. We have a separate session for Zookeeper. Then we can understand what is the complete architecture of Zookeeper and another advancements on top of this HBase with the Hadoop cluster. For this now itself, as a Zookeeper will give the services to perform the any HBase related operations with respect to the HMaster. And we already given that HMaster is like a master databases, and to perform to control the any of the region servers, as the region servers are the actual data providers, data stores, which maintains the data in the manner of memory stores and H files. Fine. They maintain, as the region servers maintain the data in the terms of memory stores and H files, as they want to maintain a column of data. Fine. After performing these operations, the HMaster will ask the region servers to distribute or something, distribute of a storage, or if you want to retrieve of any HBase data. Sometimes we are very tight coupling with the HBase HMaster with the MapReduce as the Hadoop, which is already existing in the Hadoop. Sometimes if you want to retrieve the data from the HDFS directly, we can put it into from HDFS to HMaster or something. We can also perform the operations. And sometimes if you want to build some operations on top of this, I want to build some web application and kind of things, means it also HBase allows the data loading with respect to these earlier technologies, Mapig, MR and Hive. The HBase, from the HBase we can, if you want to load the data or if you want to integrate with these major tools which is already having a lot of importance in Hadoop stack like Pig, MapReduce and Hive, we can directly integrate with the HBase cluster. And on top of this HBase cluster, we have to build some of the applications, means it supports all the servers like Thrift and Avro, some other databases. What are the servers? We have all the servers it maintains to perform the operations. These are the web servers, they are which is most of the frequently on top of HBase, and we are working to build any kind of web applications or any kind of external applications. And we have, as the HBase as a work shell, we have to maintain both the things, like we can perform batch or iterative mode, iterative workflow using HBase shell environment. We have however we are working with the Hive environment, we are dealing with the Hive from the Hive shell, we are executing Hive command site. In the same manner as the HBase is also maintaining a HBase shell where we can apply our commands in both iterative and batch processing. And here on top of this batch and iterative, we can also apply the user interface, like we have a lot of user interface like Hue and kind of things are there. We can also take the web user interface like web user interfaces. Fine. Like this we have the modes to execute the things we have a lot of things are there, and by applying a simple Java iterations we can write a simple Java classes and jar files, Java archive files we can provide to process or store the huge amount of data. Either you can work with the HBase shell commands, or we have Java programs are there. For each and every command, the HBase internal architecture will give you a unique name for unique classes for in the Java architecture, and which will be uses for the as the reference, and I can perform the storage and retrieval. Both the things will be performed, which is very useful to perform a real-time analytic operations on top of huge amount of data. These were the major architecture of the HBase, which will be very useful to understand internal workflow of a storage of huge amount of data. As part of this HBase, and if you want to work with HBase shell commands, we have a lot of things are there to work with that. What are the normally used commands with the HBase shell? Let's have a simple lookup. Yes, if you want to perform a simple operations like creating and deletion, what are the things we have to apply, and how the things will be happens as is with respect to the storage of huge amount of data. In the HBase also, the basic element to store the key values and all the things means that thing will be happens with respect of tables only. The tables only as the key storage and the basic storage mechanism to put the huge amount of data and to retrieve any kind of data from the tables only. The main purpose of these tables and all the things and how the creation of these tables, let's have a simple lookup. If you want to create these tables in the normal RDBMS, we have a lot of illustration is there, like create table name. We are giving some schema like this itself. We have to use the create. If you want to create a table, the thing will be having like this: create and table name, and we have to provide one column family. Here I will tell you what is the column family kind of things. Fine. Before going to these operations, let's have some simple understanding of one table, and then you can understand some simple structure. If you want to build some user record as a student database, then how the data will be stored like this. Suppose I am maintaining a student record as the student database. We have student record, student data like SID, SName and marks. Fine. I want to create this kind of structure I want to create, and particularly this column as we are performing as a table creation is the columnar database. We cannot put it into a like this. How the table will be look like? SID, SName, SMarks, and here we have like this. Suppose if you want to create this kind of table on top of this NoSQL database, how the syntax will be there? First of all, we have to create a student, right? As the student, I want to create a table. The same thing we have to use the command student create. The table name, you people know that, student. And here if you want to insert the values, as the column family means we have to take the value as SID as the basic thing. First of all, I want to use SID as I want to create one column. Or suppose if you want to create SID, SName, SMarks, same thing we can provide as the basic column family itself. Fine. Suppose on top of this column family, if you want to create one more family, that is create student SName. Like this we can perform the illustrations. Suppose the best understanding of this column family is address. If you have an address keyword here, as the address we have some lot of things are there like door number and street, city and country. Fine. If you want to maintain these are the things means we have to maintain as the column family as the address, and these are the columnar value. In this Hadoop, in the HBase architecture, we are saying this address as a columnar family, and here door number, street, city, country, these are things we are maintaining as a columnar qualifier name. Fine. Or else we are saying as a column name, simple column name. This is a column family name. Fine. suppose if you want to create as the address field, here as the address column family I am keeping as a address, and if you want to create in the address column family I want to store some address values, fine, like door number, like this. How you can create? Again here itself, student, fine, on top of this columnar value. Suppose if you want to insert, suppose we want to insert as the 13 as the door number, I want to stitch, I want to give something as the city as a, I want to give some Hyderabad, like this. If you want to store some randomly things, then we have to take this concern will be like this. Whenever you are performing the insertions on top of the HBase cluster, we cannot use the simple create, we have to use the command put. Either put is only in the normal databases we are using lot of commands for insertion and updation, but here in the HBase we are using put is also a command to insert the data as the first time, and the put is also used to update the existing content also. Suppose if you want to add the data to our database, put the table name, and the first of all we have to give the columnar family values. Before column family values, we have to identify each row as the each insertion with a unique value, that is row key. In the real time we were giving a one sample counter, and we will update this counter as part of this row key as the unique ID, and on top of this unique ID we are maintaining our columnar value, right? As the columnar family is address, and as the columnar qualified name nothing but as the additional column is nothing but is we are having as a door number, fine. Like this we can give the column value, column name. On top of this we are maintaining the value as 13. Like this I can perform the insertions on top of our HBase cluster. Suppose after some time I want to update my door number as 15, what is the command means? Same thing, we have to give that and we have to pass our new value. Directly it will be updated as the user request, user command mode itself. Like this put is also performs the insertion updations on top of the HBase cluster. And if you want to delete the data, as if you want to delete the data from this, directly you can perform the delete the student as the basic name, and same row key you have to present, and here what value we have to delete it. We have to provide with the address and column qualifier name itself. For each row here we are maintaining one unique ID and one unique value based on the one unique row key and how you are performing the column values. Like this we can perform the deletion of records. If you want to delete entire table, it means we have a normal command itself, that is a drop table name student. Like this we can delete a complete schema from our HBase cluster. On top of this, if you want to retrieve the command, if you have to retrieve the data means we have two commands are there, those are get and scan. If you want to retrieve complete information from my table, then we have to use scan complete information. The illustration will be scan and table name. Suppose here if you want to retrieve complete information about student, scan student, that is enough. We can get all the records from student table. The get is also works like the scan only, but if you want to retrieve a partial command, partial type of data means if you want to retrieve only 101's record, or as we are maintaining as a row key as a 101 or kind of things means, then we have to use the get. Same thing, get the table name and the row key we are maintaining is 101. It will give the 101's records as the complete structure of details. Fine. Like this we can perform the get retrieval and insertion of the huge amount of data, how much amount of data we are performing, and I am mentioning with the reference of iterative mode. Fine. We can also retrieve the data and we can also store as the bulk insertions, like we can store a huge amount of records at a time by using the file kind of insertion operations on top of this HBase also. And let's execute all these commands in the practical mode. Then only you can get a complete understanding of all these commands.